Virgos, where do I start? Everyone thinks they're peculiar and unconventional. There's a good reason for that. A Virgo's behavior and performance completely depend on their moods and attitudes. When they're feeling optimistic, they can be intelligent, analytical, capable, humorous, warm and open-minded. They would appear very sociable, gullible and kind. However, when pessimism hits them, their behavior will change by 180 degrees. They would become annoyed, insecure and suffer from lack of self-direction. In such cases, they would confine themselves both physically and emotionally. From an outsider's perspective, Virgos may appear slightly autistic. When they feel annoyed from facing irritating matters of trivial importance, they would turn cold, passive and detached. They tend to become very unnatural, so they confine themselves in their own world and ignore the people around them. Virgos are well aware of the coldness they're portraying to others during these moments. Yet they are unable to change or control their mood, so they choose to hide in their bubble. Their mentality is, since they can't interact with others without being awkward or weird, they might as well run away for a while until they readjust themselves to a more sociable mood. This results in Virgos often only communicating with people that they can't avoid or just total strangers. They tend to keep a clear distance from their close friends. The most eccentric thing about Virgos is that the more important you are to them, the more they'll stay emotionally distant from you. Virgos have a serious case of obsessive perfectionism. The reason is simple: they just wish to portray a good impression to others and hide their weak side. Sometimes a Virgo is cold to you not because you did something wrong. It's just their natural tendency to deal with their mood swings. They don't want to affect you negatively, so they show a detached version of themselves. Little do they know that this coping method can be easily misunderstood into nonchalance or resentment and can hurt those who care for them. Virgos will sometimes portray themselves to be pensive or weird on purpose. They will take no initiative to socialize in a crowd and show no expression on their face. This is their self-protective mechanism to prevent their moodiness from being expressed externally. They appear extremely selfish, but it's due to their extreme selflessness. They don't want to hurt anyone around them and would rather suffer in their place, so they keep to themselves entirely and remain self-absorbed. They are wholesome, but not innocent. Their minds have a very complicated structure, and are often vacillating between purity and promiscuity. If you become good friends with a Virgo, you will realize that they usually have a very cold, sarcastic sense of humor. Virgos are very particular about orderliness. This isn't to say that they're hygienic freaks, as many Virgos are not that tidy. However, they are very meticulous about organization and don't like others to mess with their self-set systems. I could call this mental misophobia. They don't like surprises and are meticulous about finding the things they need where they expect to find them. Virgos are very intelligent, but not in a manipulative or witty way. They tend to be very logical, analytical and investigative. Don't try to manipulate or lie to a Virgo. They'll see through it very easily. Most Virgos are very loyal and are not very fickle about love affairs. If they have many friends of the opposite sex, it's for the purpose of reassuring themselves that they are indeed charming and good with people. When it comes to affairs of the heart, once they fall in love, they will give you their lifelong devotion as long as if you make them feel secure and accepted. When they're in a relationship, they usually don't like to flirt with other people due to their sense of responsibility. Virgos will also try their best to avoid unnecessary trouble. Virgos tend to give slow reactions to what they are told. For instance, you could be suggesting something to them and it would take them forever to respond to you. Actually, their minds already played out numerous consequences to what you suggested. If anything, Virgos think way too much for their own good. From an outsider's point of view, they often look like they are living under tremendous pressure. They are constantly trying to keep their mood under control and thus thrive for perfection. Overall, Virgos are very hard to understand externally, yet are very simple internally. One could say that they are very connected to the spiritual world and are disconnected from their body, living in the three-dimensional reality. They like to express affection to many, yet they are shy in front of the person they truly love. Deep inside they really hope to be understood, but this is deemed a pretty difficult task.